strength of the department is that it's at its core it's humanistic. Dick Gillespie, who founded the department, had a humanistic philosophy based on probably Jungian work, Carl Jung's work. And so when he hired people, they had that humanistic quality and that humanistic set of values. And when those people hired people, they did. And so when we teach people, we teach with a humanistic set of values. You'll probably find that across campus because that's what Towson University is. And in our department, it's more amplified because of the person who started the department and has asked us to promise to keep that on some level. If you're in the acting track or the performance track, also called that, then you need to audition. And you'll do an audition that includes working with other people, an interview, and presenting a monologue.
Well, for the acting track, you have to actually
For the acting
audition.
track, you have to audition.
And that's a fun,
But
actually it's a really fun
It was
process.
like the most fun audition I'd had.
It was like
for
a class
college.
kind of, like you came in and
you
did
do
group
you meet everybody
warm-ups
first, and then you do like a bunch of improv, and then you do your monologue.
And the performance track is where we're preparing actors to enter the profession, either an entry-level position or to go into graduate school. So they're going to be trained in voice, movement, acting. Every class is considered an acting class. So if you're in a voice class, it's an acting class from a voice perspective. If you're coming into the design and tech track or into the theater studies track, there's no requirement except that you apply to the university and you're accepted into the university.
So the design program is really quite hands-on for students, which is a really good thing, because with design you have to really be there doing it and practicing it to kind of get a sense of how things work in the world of theater.
There's a lot of work in the shop building. There are designers, like lighting designers, set designers, costume designers. Then there are people on the technical side who build all that, and both the electrical and then the structural stuff, the setting the lighting up, that kind of thing. And the third track is a theater studies track.
But it's a track that you can go through for someone that maybe doesn't necessarily want to define exactly what they're doing, or like down to like whittling themselves down to like one thing. They can have a greater kind of arc through what it means to be a theater artist, or even a theater appreciator of someone who appreciates theater.
Yeah, because we don't have, it's not like we have a directing track or a playwriting track or a dramaturgy track.
Yeah.
So if there's something in theater that you can't specialize in just with our two set tracks, it's a way that you can focus yourself in the direction that you want to go that's going to suit you best.
And we have Robin Quick, who's actually our department chair, and in the past has run our theater history classes, but she's kind of busy running the department, is a great resource for students who want to go into dramaturgy, which is a word that most of the rest of the world has no idea what it means, but there are all those people that do the like tough research into history and the playwright and the meaning of the play and all that stuff that really inform the work that all of us do as theater artists. I know at some other schools you don't necessarily get those hands-on opportunities because a lot of the grad students do the work. Here, Jay Herzog, the lighting design professor, has like a very strong philosophy on like, I know how to design, you're here to learn, you do the design work, which is great because you could spend 4 years in a program or 2 like I have as a transfer student and not touch or not design a single thing, and then you go out in the world and you have a piece of paper that says you're able to do something, but you might not actually be able to do that thing or have the experience or have the confidence that's really given to you by being able to be on the main stage or be in the studio or be in the Martyr, actually actively designing work for the department.
Also, there's a bonding that occurs in any particular performance. The one amazing thing about the theater department and its culture is to bring together a performance, everyone has to buy into the same idea. Everyone becomes a part of the team. There's a real sense of family. This is the project. We set part of our ego aside and give ourselves to this project. And in doing that, it bonds us.
Just like the nature of the department is sort of like all of the classes are very integrated, so we all know each other really well, and we sort of like do like form close bonds, and I think it's sort of like I was just surprised at how supportive the department is, and like you hear from a lot of schools that theater departments can get very competitive and sort of catty, and I don't find that at all in this department. I mean,
and I know, like, just from like the design student side of things, what's kind of great is that there is so much, like, because the department's relatively small, there's so many opportunities that you don't ever feel like you have to like be cutthroat to get them. You can be supportive, and like the last show we did, there's another student designer who designed the lights, and you know, I wanted to still be involved, so I got to learn about like programming the light board. So you're still there and you're always supporting each other, and there's a really good, I think, solid relationship between the three tracks.
Between the tracks, yeah.
The actors, the designers, and the theater studies students, we all, I mean, we're here right now in the hallway.
Yeah.
I mean, we all just kind of hang out.
Well, and I think that's like anything
And
run
there's a lot
like
of
the
crossover,
student-directed shows actually help with that too. Like all the shows in general, because I feel like since I've come to Towson, there've been more and more involvement from students in even the main stage productions, and so it's getting us to a point where like we can function as peers in an artistic way, so that only fosters relationships outside of that as well. Because it's like you're gonna work together creatively, and as a person, well, who else would I come to?
The reason I like coming to work is because I love watching students grow. I love seeing them when they first arrive. I love seeing them when they leave, and I love the stretch of growth that happens between that. That's really why I teach. I love to see people grow. I love to be a part of actualizing their potential as human beings. And that's not only in the idea of the craft of theater, but that's in the idea of the liberal arts education, which is about discovering who you are, about discovering your relationship to the world, about becoming more of yourself. And so that's my greatest joy, is to come and to watch that, and I'm incredibly honored to facilitate that, and to have students trust me to help facilitate that.
When I actually really looked into the program and I decided, you know, this is where I'm going to go, I found probably one of the greatest places I've ever gone to for like school. There's so many opportunities. There's a faculty who cares, and there is a faculty who's present in the classroom. It's not like my classes are being taught by grad students. There are like you get to have those conversations because you're invited to tech. You're designing shows. You're acting in shows. It's really, really, really close knit, and many opportunities that exist within the department. And it's kind of like the best decision I ever made was to come here, which I know sounds really cliche, but it's absolutely true for that reason.